Hello guys, welcome to the knowledge domain, the concept of life sciences and biotechnology. In this today's lecture, we are going to learn the random genetic drift and the rate of the mutation, how it counterbalances by the rate of the eliminations in a population which is in dynamic equilibrium or the genetic equilibrium. So in the book, Theory of Species, Darwin put emphasis on the natural selection as a systematic force in the evolution, and the evolution is affected by the random processes. New mutants appear unpredictably in a population, and mutations, the ultimate source of all genetic variabilities, lead to the which is generated in a random process and has a profound effect on evolution. Without mutation, evolution could not occur. Traits are inherited, though Mendel did not understood the inheritance very well, but still he emphasized that traits are inherited, but offsprings are not exact replicas of their parents. Unpredictability in the transmission of a trait from one generation to the next generation. But in the beginning of the 20th century, after Mendel's principles were rediscovered, the evolutionary process implications of this unpredictability were investigated by Sewell Wright and the R.A. Fisher, where they have shown that randomness associated with the Mendel mechanism has a profound effect in the evolutionary processes. Uncertainties of the genetic transmission can lead to random changes in the allelic frequency. And these random changes is a phenomena called a random genetic drift that we will discuss in the following slide. Okay. So this is a heterozygote parents. We can see there is a dominant allele capital C and the recessive allele is small c. So in the parents, the frequency of the small c or the recessive allele is 0.5. This is a Punnett square. This is there because this will help us in understanding this. Okay. So in this one, we are going to understand how without any evolutionary processes in a population, the allelics are means carried away by the genetic drift, or there is a change in the frequency of the allele because of the genetic drift, which is spontaneous based on the Mendelian principle. So these parents has two kids, and we will see what will happen to the frequency of the alleles in this population, the population of these kids. Okay, so we can see here the frequency of the small c. When both kids are having the homozygous dominant, there is no small c here. So the frequency of the small c is 0. So the chance of this kid having homozygous dominant is 1/4. And the second case also, the possibility of having the homozygous dominant is 1/4. So out of the 16 times, both of them will have the homozygous dominant. The similar situation will be when it is homozygous recessive. Here, all of them are the small c, so the allelic frequency of the small c is 1. So in this case also, that first child having the chance of homozygous dominant of the recessive is 1/4. Second is also 1/4. This is 1/16. So next scenario, here in this scenario, we can see the first child is having the homozygous dominant, second is a heterozygote. This is one possibility. Another possibility is because of the birth order, the first child can be homozygous, the heterozygous, and the second one can be homozygous dominant. In both scenario, both birth order scenario, we have 3 capital C, 1, 2, 3. So the small c frequency is 25%, the opposite is here. Here, this is the homozygous recessive, this is the heterozygous, this is also 2 birth order possible. The first one is as it is depicted here. The first one is homozygous recessive, second is the heterozygote. First child can be the first one. In both scenario, the small c frequency is 0.75%. So here this is 1 by 4 and this is half. 1 by 4 half. There are two birth order possible. So 1 by 4 into half. So 2 birth order. So 1 by 4 into half, 2 birth order. So it is coming 1 by 4. So in 4 out of the 16 cases, the recessive allele frequency can be 0.25 or it can be 0.75. Okay. Next, we have the third scenario where the one child is having the homozygous dominant, second is homozygous recessive. You can see the frequency of the small c is 50% here. And the second possibility is both the childs are the heterozygous. In this case also, the small c, the recessive allele frequency is 0.5. So in both scenario, in the first one, this is 1 by 4. The second is 1 by 4. Two birth order possible here. So it is 2 into 1 by 4 into 1 by 4. So it is means 2 by 18. And this is 1 half into half. So 1 by 4. So out of the 16 cases, means 4 times this is possible and 2 times this is possible. So 6 out of the 16 times the child is having the frequency of 0.5 like their parents is possible. And in the other means in the 5 of the 16 cases, they will either decrease the frequency of the small c or they will increase the frequency of the small c. So the chance that the frequency of the small c or the receiver will change in one direction or the other is 10 by 16. Means either they will be less than 0.5 or more than 0.5. Less than 0.5 is 5 by 16, more than 0.5 is 5 by 16. So 10 of the 16 times, that means the chance that the allelic frequency will change from the 0.5, which is more than 6 by 16 times. Okay. What does it mean? Mean the Mendelian mechanism will lead to the change in the frequency of those alleles. Sorry. In the population, genetic composition can change even without the force of natural selection. So they are not maintaining the allelic frequency like their parents. So they are drifting away. The genetic frequency is drifting away from their parents without any evolutionary processes. Okay. So next one, this is a slide that will discuss the heterozygosity of a population. Till now we have discussed the genotype frequency. This is the heterozygosity of a population. A population susceptibility to random genetic drift depends on the size. Okay, the one we have discussed earlier. So if the population is smaller, the genetic drift will decrease the heterozygosity and it will lead to the homozygosity. And the rate of decrease of the heterozygosity depends on the size of the population. So the genetics, they got the effect of population size based on the heterozygotes over time. So they will calculate the heterozygosity and from that they will calculate the population size. Okay. So we assume that neither allele has any effect on fitness. Means there is no problem in the survival of the zygote. There is no problem during the growth of the individuals. Okay. A large population, this we means it is so large that it can be considered as infinite in size. And there is another population which is a finite size, and the size will be denoted by the capital N. So allelic frequency change randomly as a result of genetic drift that we discussed in the previous slide. Okay. So the frequency of the heterozygote, that is called the heterozygosity and expressed as the capital H. So the H prime means the heterozygosity in the next generation will be 1 minus 1 by 2n multiplied by H. This is the heterozygosity in the means one generation later. So if there are the generation T, so this H prime will be HT, and here this will be 1 minus 1 by 2n to the power T into H. This is the heterozygosity after the T generation. Okay. So through random changes in allele frequencies, drift steadily erodes the genetic variability of the population that we are discussing in this slide and the previous slide, ultimately leading to fixation, means it will either approach to the level of 1 or the loss of alleles. Okay. So this is an example. Here we can see that in the beginning the allele frequency of the heterozygotes is 0.5. The allele frequency, the heterozygote frequency is 0.5. So if n equal to 16, you can see that there is a sharp decrease in the heterozygosity of the population, and the increase in the number of the individual in the population, we can see the decrease in the heterozygosity is getting minimal, or it is getting reduced. So the larger the population, the chance of decrease in the heterozygosity of the population is smaller. So the heterozygosity is directly proportional to the size of the population. Okay. So in this one, we will see that we studied before the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, right? In that case, the genotype frequency, when there is no evolutionary forces at play, the Hardy-Weinberg principle, it maintains equilibrium in the population, but in reality, it does not occur. So in reality, still there is a equilibrium in the population, and that equilibrium is the counterbalance of the opposite forces. Because of that, there is the maintain in the heterozygosity of the population. So the random mating population without selection or drift. So what the selection or drift causes? It changes the allelic frequency. We have discussed. Okay. So random mating population, there is no selection or there is no drift. Without migration or the mutation. If there is migration, then they will introduce new allele. If there is a mutation, they will introduce the new alleles. So there is random mating and there is no migration or the no mutation. So in this case, as I introduced this slide, genotype frequency will be like the Hardy-Weinberg, okay, and it will persist indefinitely. Such an idealized population is in a state of genetic equilibrium. So this is a hypothetical situation or the ideal population. But in reality, the opposing evolutionary forces, they are in equilibrium and they maintain a dynamic equilibrium within the population. So genetic equilibrium, when the evolutionary forces does not in action or there is no play of the evolutionary forces, it is in a genetic equilibrium. But in reality, the population is in dynamic equilibrium where the opposing evolutionary forces, like if there is a selection or drift, the allele frequency will change. Okay, it will decrease. But the migration, the mutation, they will introduce new alleles. So these are the two opposing forces. So they will counterbalance each other in a population which is in the dynamic equilibrium. That we will discuss in the following slide. Okay. So selection eliminates deleterious alleles that are produced by the recurrent mutations. So here the mu is the rate of introduction of the new alleles because of the mutations, and SQ square is the elimination selection process. So when they are in a balance, the population is in dynamic equilibrium. Means mu equal to SQ square. So the equilibrium frequency of this population is Q equal to mu by S square root. Okay. So this is the genotype of this population where the capital A is becoming the small a because of the mutation at the rate of the mu, and the relative fitness of the heterozygotes is 1, and because it is eliminating the homozygous recessive by selection coefficient of the S. Okay. So for a mutant allele that is lethal, the homozygous condition, the selection coefficient is 1. How? Because 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So 0 into Q square equal to 0. So this recessive allele homozygous will be deleted or the knockout from the population, means genotype. But this allele will still persist in the population as we discussed by hiding itself in the heterozygote condition. But selection coefficient S equal to 1 means the homozygosity has no, it cannot survive in the population. So S equal to 1. So this is a situation where recessive lethal allele of the frequency 0.0017. So if the homozygosity is knocking out from the population, how the recessive lethal allele is present in the heterozygous conditions. Okay. So if the mutant allele is not completely lethal in the homozygous condition, So if it is not complete, it is not 1, means less than 1, then the equilibrium frequency will be more than 0017. Okay. What is the factor? 1 by S, means the selection coefficient, square root of selection coefficient. So that we will calculate here. So Q prime means the equilibrium frequency of the population is 1 by, here it is 0.1, the selection coefficient. So 1 by square root of 0.1, and this is 0.0017. So 1 by 0.316, square root of 0.1 is 0.316. That will be multiplied into 0.0017. That will come almost 0.0054. So we can see here, when the selection coefficient is 0.1, the equilibrium frequency is 0.0054, which is more than 0.0017. So the mutant allele is not lethal, then the equilibrium frequency is higher than 0.0017 by a factor of 1 by square root of S, selection coefficient. So this is the purifying selection that act against the mutant allele in homozygous or the heterozygous condition. This also we can call purifying selection, means it is purifying. So we have discussed the heterozygosity of the population as the H, then the homozygosity will be 1 minus H. So we have the two homozygous condition, both of them can be mutated. So the rate of the mutation is 2 into mu 1 minus H, homozygosity. So both of them will introduce the heterozygosity. Okay, and we have discussed in the previous slide that the genetic drift is directly proportional to 1 by 2n into H. So this 2 mu into 1 minus H is in equilibrium, they are counterbalancing with the genetic drift. So the rate of the mutation that is introducing heterozygosity is equal to the genetic drift that is reducing the heterozygosity and maintaining the homozygosity. So the formula is H bar equal to 4nu divided by 4nu plus 1. Okay. So in this one, this is a equilibrium of the heterozygosity. We can see that this is the size of the population, and the equilibrium heterozygosity is very less till the population is almost 10,000. So to have a better equilibrium heterozygosity, the population should be at least more than 10,000 population. So the larger the population, we can see the heterozygosity approaching towards 1. So if it is more than 100,000, it is almost means 10 million size. So when the population size is more than 10 million, the equilibrium heterozygosity is almost 1. So large population, mutation dominates over the drift, and every mutational event creates a new allele. Because of that, we maintain the equilibrium of the heterozygosity. These are the two examples. The African cheetah, the equilibrium of the heterozygosity is 1%. In case of the human, it is 12%. Okay, and the forces of mutation, selection that we have discussed in a natural selection that depends on the rate of the survival, and genetic drift that decreases the heterozygosity, increases the homozygosity. They determine the genetic composition of a population. So they balances, counterbalances, and they maintain a dynamic equilibrium in a real population. And they maintain the genetic composition of the population. What are the evolutionary forces? Mutation that introduces the heterozygosity, that introduces the new alleles for the heterozygosity. Selection, it maintains the survivability based on the fitness, and genetic drift that decreases the heterozygosity and favors the homozygosity. Thank you.